Welcome to Unleashed with Eva Melton, where we unleash spiritual principles for victorious living.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining me for another episode of Unleashed with Eva. Today, I'm interviewing Terri Ann Heiman, and this episode is dedicated to you learning more about her, as well as introducing my listeners to Reiki. I've been getting a lot of questions about what is Reiki, and so hopefully this episode will help answer those questions for you. Go ahead and tune in. So today, everybody, we have with us Terri Ann Heiman. She's here in Birmingham, Alabama, has been a great source of inspiration and help to me on my spiritual journey. Terri, how are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you for taking time out to join us today. So I want to get right into it. Can you tell our listeners who you are?
Thanks, Eva. So my name is Terri Ann Heiman, and I help people that are going through transitions in life, that feel lost, that feel disconnected from their spirit, and has really just kind of been beaten down from everything around them. So through my Empowered Spirit programs, I teach them tools and techniques to find that inner confidence, to build the skills, to be able to stand up for themselves again, and move through that transition in a whole new way. I'm also an interfaith minister of spiritual counseling. I'm a Reiki master teacher. I'm an intuitive teacher. And I'm the host of a podcast called The Empowered Spirit Show, where I explore the connection to the human spirit in a way that helps you navigate your life.
Awesome. Now, Terri, there's a question I remember that you asked me very early on when I first met you, and you ask it often. And I just kind of want to get to the source of why this question is. You ask, how empowered is your spirit?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question, and I get many different comments when I ask that to people, and many times people really haven't sat down to ask their spirit, like, where am I? How am I? And so it does open up a nice big conversation when I ask that question. So if I look at my own spirit, Eva, and ask myself, like, well, Tara, where are you today? How empowered is your spirit today? It allows me the opportunity to check in on so many levels. I can check in on my physical body. I can check in on my emotional body. I can check in on my mental body. And then the spirit body kind of pulls it all together as I see it. So how empowered is it? I think it depends on how aware and mindful you are of bringing all of those elements together.
Beautiful. So when I first met you, I started kind of the Reiki journey of, receiving Reiki. Eventually went through your level 1 training. And so I know Reiki is one of the modalities that you work with to help the people that are around you on their spiritual journey and get closer and connecting into their spirit. So I want to talk a little bit about, what is Reiki, Terri?
So Reiki is a universal life force energy. By the National Institute of Health, it is recognized and considered part of a complementary and alternative medicine, and places it under a domain called energy medicine. So in this domain, the theories are based on the belief that disturbances and energy causes dis-ease or illness in the body. So when we work with this energy system, Reiki, it helps to restore balance by coming in and moving energy through the body. So when we become stuck in our emotions or stuck with a physical ailment, the energy system becomes stuck. And that's what creates that dis-ease of the body. And the longer we stay in that stuck energy, that stagnant energy, the more we pull this disease into the body, becomes chronic, and so on, until we can rebalance the body. So I can't really say Reiki heals anything or cures anything, but it will help the body to come back into balance. And when you're better in balance, the body has the innate ability to self-heal. So Reiki is a complete system unto itself. I mean, Eva, we all can work with energy. It's all around us. Nikola Tesla taught us that. Energy, we can work with it. But to call it Reiki, there is a set modality, and there are classes and protocols that you learn to call it Reiki.
Awesome. So just for those listening, so one of the reasons when I tried Reiki,
and I've stuck with Reiki for several years. For me, it has been an increased clarity in my life, and also I've just experienced deep relaxation from it, but also just a clarity to kind of help me get to the next step. So often we have so many things that come at us, and it's kind of like helps me to look in more than looking outward to the source of things in my life. So Terri, what can one expect if they were to say, hey, Terri, I want to come try Reiki? What can a person expect in a Reiki session?
Well, I think Reiki works on so many different levels, Eva, that every session is different and every outcome can be different. And it's really up to the individual person on what that outcome is going to be. I'm just really the channel of energy that helps facilitate the session. So really anybody can come in. And one of the things that I love so much about Reiki is that it tends to get to the root of what's going on. I mean, if we look at the statistics out there, the American Medical Association says 85% of physical ailments is due to unresolved emotional issues. So with Reiki, somebody comes in like, oh, my lower back hurts so bad, and we start working with Reiki and we start moving some of this stuck energy, and then it comes to find out, yes, there is some financial struggle, there is some relationship struggle. So that emotional energy has been welling up there, not going anywhere, then it's creating that physical ailment. So Reiki can get into that layer of the body that not most of us are used to working on. It's the subtle layers of the body. And for me, I find in all my experiences and working with my clients, it gets to the root of what's going on. And we start to release out that layer of the body. So often we have a backache, we go to the doctor, we get medicine, and the medicine's just masking the symptoms, and we're never really dealing with the energy. And kind of like you said, too, the clarity. Oh, we have these aha moments like, oh, this is what's going on. Oh, I didn't realize that this is what I was doing, or that this was causing this. And so Reiki helps to come in, move the energy, and then you start to balance. And then with balance, the body can self-heal. So anybody really can come in that needs a session, whether they're stressed, whether they're anxiety, whether they're going through grief, trauma, relationship issues, or really they just need a freshening up of energy, like they're just feeling a little dull in everything that they're doing.
So I know Reiki involves a practitioner and a person. So for someone who's just trying to envision, I know Reiki can be done in a chair. Sometimes people laying on a massage. What can a person envision happening like physically in that session?
Yeah, good question. So Reiki can be kind of like a massage. We can look at it that way. However, you don't have to take your clothes off. So that makes it already a level of comfort that a lot of people with massage therapists get a little nervous about. So with Reiki, it works through the clothing, through the blanket, so you don't have to take your clothes off. In most situations with a Reiki practitioner, they're going to have you on a table that looks like a massage table. There's Reiki tables, but they look the same, let me tell you. So basically, when you come in or when you come into my studio, I'm going to talk to you for a moment. I'm going to ask you what's going on. Generally, there's a questionnaire to fill out just to give me a little bit more idea of what is going on. And then from there, then you come onto the table, and you put like a cloth on, but you don't have to take your clothes off again. And then all you have to do is really just lay there and be open to receiving. And then the practitioner, me in this case, is going to work through the body with a light touch. So Reiki can be done on or off the body, right? And there's just different areas that are more feasible for touching and others that you come above the body and that kind of thing. And it's generally anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour treatment. Nice music is being played. I like to use essential oils. I burn a little sage. Not everybody does. And then you can have other things, music. I also work with sound bowls, which really works very well with the Reiki. So it just depends on the practitioner. But for the most part, you're going to come in, sit down, chat, and then you're going to just lay on the table. Now, some people may work out of chairs. Sometimes in some of the therapists that I train, they'll work out of a chair. So you're just sitting in a chair. Sometimes some of the therapists, because of the touching, they will be able to what I call like send energy. Like Reiki, you can send right next to you, you can send across the room, send across the country, it really doesn't matter. But there are other techniques like that. But for the most part, when you go to a Reiki practitioner, it's very comfortable, very easy, very accessible to receive the energy.
Awesome. So Terri, do this for me. Let us know how we can find out more information about you. If someone was interested in scheduling a session, what's the best way to contact you, and anything else that you have coming up that you think our listeners would like to hear about.
Yeah, thank you. Well, first of all, I do have a Reiki class coming up. I don't know when this will air, Ava, but I do have a Reiki class coming up on Saturday, November 2nd. Now, you can choose just to go to a practitioner and receive it kind of like you would a massage or any other body work, or you can learn Reiki for yourself. And to me, that was one of the greatest gifts I have found for my own self. I learned Reiki when I was going through a major divorce. I didn't know what I was going to do. And when I started learning Reiki for myself, the whole world shifted for me. So that is one of the things, because I am so passionate about helping other people know their energy, that I do like to teach. I don't just keep it that you have to come to me. So they're both ways of working with the energy, either as a session from a practitioner or learning for yourself. And then, hey, what better thing than to run your energy every day? So that's one of the other things I did want to mention.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for listening to Unleashed with Eva. I hope you were inspired, encouraged, and motivated to tackle a new week. For more information about the show, check out www.evamelton.com.